Hello, friends. It is, what's it today? It's Tuesday. I had to think so for a minute. Good gracious. I'm going to pull you up on my iPad real quick, if I could find us. How is your weather? It is going to be a mixed bag around here. Let me pull us up. Hold on just a second here. There we go. It is going to be a mixed bag. We will either have ice, sleet, snow, a mix, or none of the above. We are not 100% sure yet what we are having. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I am going to go ahead and start painting the back side of our pieces. And I will get into that in just a moment. So everyone that is in the path of these storms that we've had here lately, prayers out to you. Be safe, be careful. It is definitely, you have tornadoes, you have flooding, you got ice and winter weather, so snow. I ask that you guys be careful as you're out and about. If you don't need to go out, stay home, be safe. And I know several of you are getting more snow. So I just ask that you guys just be careful. These are the pieces of the church, and I'll show you here in just a moment. I just went ahead and started painting the back side of the church, and we'll paint the front side here in just a moment. I should have had this done already, but I didn't get around to getting this done yet. Let's see if I can get the inside here real quick. This little church came from Craft Deals. And I'll show you the packaging in just a second. I really love it. We are going to add some embellishments to it. I'm going to add some rustiness to it. And you can make this church in many different ways. I bought 3 different kits. So we are going to be making another one after I get my Easter bundle in. It's on the way, so I should have it soon. Let me show you. Where did I put it? This is how the bundle comes. It is a 3-piece, and it is from Craft Deals. And you have this tall piece, which is the back. You have the front. And then you have the middle part. And I cannot see any comments. So if you are commenting, I apologize. I don't see comments. And this color is Ethereal Mist from Country Chic Paints. It's similar to Fusion Mineral. It has a top coat built in. And I'm almost out, so I am going to have to order me some more. A little bit of much. Is that English? A little bit of much? Got a lot of paint on here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this over and just offload that paint right there. Get this paint booger out. That's what I call them, paint boogers. We will add some detail to this with one of the background stencils from Melissa Bradshaw. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to not do a total coverage on the background stencil. I'm going to use the one that looks like wood. Strange that I cannot see comments. I'm going to use the one that makes it look like wood, but I'm going to use it only very little with very, very little paint. And after this back side is dry, we're going to paint the front side real quick. I will fix the sides here in just a minute. I'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, I'm curious to see what our weather will be. We are on that dividing line to where we could get snow, ice, or a mix. We are always in that little pocket. They say I-85 is the dividing line, so it could be snow, ice, mix, sleet, or all of the above. So we'll see what will happen, what we will get. I'm going to add just a smidge of water to my brush. It helps move the paint, because there's still a lot of paint in the brush. I did not soak it. I just added a little bit of water so that I could spread the paint a little bit better. And thank you, ladies, for hopping on. I apologize that I cannot see comments. And I hope you got notification. You know, sometimes you just don't know whether that's working or not. I just dipped it again in water. Dabbed it off. It just helps move the paint around, especially on this the hard surfaces or the rough edges on the sides. Let's do this one. Hello, Miss Carlene. So how much more snow did you get? I was just telling the ladies that I am not sure what we are going to get. I know they brined the roads. We are under a winter weather advisory, but we are on that dividing line that we might get sleet, ice, snow, rain, all of the above. So you never know around here what you might get. I'm hoping for snow. I still want to build that snowman with Bristol. But Randy's also got an appointment tomorrow at 10 o'clock in Salisbury, so we'll have to leave here at 9. And depending on when this weather comes through, and normally Salisbury is north of us, they have more snow than ice. So I'm not sure when that transition takes place. So we'll just have to play it by ear. And that's a neurologist appointment. So that's a important appointment. We're just going to have to play it by ear to see. Snow, I don't have a problem driving on. Snow doesn't bother me. I just don't like the transition of the ice. Possibly sleet. No more snow today. 14. Oh my goodness. Supposed to start there at 8 tonight. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if they really know when it's going to come in here. It depends on who you look at, who you listen to. They all say something a little bit different. And I know you asked yesterday, Carlene, where my booth is. It is in Concord on Market Street. Got too much paint. I'm going to offload it on my plate. It is a new place that they just started. It's not even finished yet. But it's like a multi-purpose market. And it is between the, or below the new police department. And they got parking decks on either side. You've got a connecting walkway between two of the buildings to go to Union Street. So location-wise, it's off the beaten path as far as Union Street is concerned, but it is easily accessible, and they say that there is a lot of foot traffic, so I'm excited about that. I'm just looking back over, making sure I've got everything covered. And then we can dry everything off really good. So I'm excited about it. And like I said, it's a new place, a new adventure. And on the ground floor, but it is expensive. Things are so expensive, booth spaces around here. But if it is meant to be, the Lord will make it work out, and that's what matters. And that's what I'm counting on. The Lord knows what He is doing. I'm just adding some finishing touches here. The Lord always knows what He is doing. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Carlene. Yes, the Lord is... Let me put it this way. The booth space without the extra fees is $150. And I've got to... They haven't charged yet. Once they're finished with the prep work, we can come in, measure, and then put our furnishings in and dress it out and all that stuff. The Lord blessed. Hey, how are you, Deb? In such a way that, I was hesitant. If I would have realized how much that booth was with, if I would have calculated it, I was so excited that I really didn't pay attention to the price, to be honest with you. I probably would not have gotten it. And the Lord probably knew that. So he just kind of blinded me about that. But you know what? The next day, either that day or the next day, I cannot remember, I received money in, and it added up to $149.58. And the booth rent is $150. That's how great God is. He knew exactly what I needed. Just thinking about it just makes my heart, just gives me good chill bumps. He knew exactly what I needed, and he provided. He is such an awesome God. For those of you that are just joining, we are making a church. The kit came from Craft Deals. It comes in a pack like this. And like I said, I ordered 3 sets, so we will have plenty to work with. We're going to make some different ones with different designs. Once I get the Easter stuff in, the Easter bundle with all the goodies and the transfer bundle, we are going to create another church with a different design. I just want to show you how you could create it in different ways. I know, it's just, I told Randy, I said, look at this. This is what I needed, and this is what the Lord supplied. Blew my mind. Just completely blew my mind. I knew he was good like that, but I did not expect it. So that is always a wonderful surprise when the Lord could surprise you like that. I'm just sanding this off to get the grain back down, because anytime you stain paint, it raises the grain just a tad. So I'm just going over it and getting rid of that little bit of grain raise. And then we will add the background, oh my goodness, what are they called? Yes, background texture. And in my mind, it turns out really good, so we will see. And there's our 3 pieces. Right there, it looks like it might need a little bit more paint. And that's a good thing if you put your brush in water, in a wet rag, you can use it again. So let's dry that one more time. Thank you, ladies, for hopping on. I hope you were able to see the notification. And this is the way this is going to go together. You have the back part. You will add the front part. Let's see, can you guys see? And then you'll eat the middle part, and then you add the little front part. And it looks like that. And this is the background I'm going to use, but I am not going to do full coverage. And this is out of the pack from Melissa Bradshaw, the background, what is it called? Background textures. And I put a little F in the corner, so I knew which one the top and the front was. Can you guys see that? This fits exactly on here. I am going to tape it down on the bottom just a smidge. I am going to start with milk chocolate. Hey, Cindy. And I might add a little bit of dark chocolate. I might mix it up a little bit. But this is going to be more or less just dry brushed rather than stenciled on. So I am going to use a stencil brush, but I am going to make sure that this stencil brush is pretty dry. Oh, that's exactly how I hoped it would turn out. It's always amazing when a plan comes together. And I will lift this up here in just a second. Can you see that? It's just got very little brown on here. And that's exactly how I wanted this to look. I said, it's like it's been around for a long time, and you know, the color has faded off. So I'm going to do the back side. The sides, I'm just going to use the dry brush and just brush over the sides a little bit. But this is a wonderful texture. I taped it right here where I need to put some paint. When you wash the stencil, be very careful because it's got so many little bridges on here. See how it is going to be difficult to wash, so be very careful with that. Even though part of this is going to be covered, I am going to go ahead and do the whole sides. I'm going to tape it down here on the bottom. And I'm just going to move it down. Got my brush a little bit too dry. Need to put a little bit more paint on here. There is such a thing as having it too dry. good. And I'm just gonna reposition it to down here. And if you tape this, be careful that you don't pull it up and tear the little lines apart. And like I said, most of this is going to be covered by that piece. But I just want to make sure that everything is covered in case you see bits and pieces of it. Yeah, I love this look. It is gonna be really cool. I am excited about this. And I am having a very, very dry brush. I'm literally dry brushing. I think it gives it that look to where, how am I going to say it? To where the paint has come up. I thought about doing it in gray, but I wanted the brown. I just thought the brown would look really good. This one is really faint. You can always add paint to it. I would suggest to do a light coat first, and then you can lift your stencil and see if it is too light. You can always add more. And see, you can't even see that there is a transition in the middle. All right, now the little piece. Now I'm doing it the same way. I'm gonna lay this on here. This time I'm gonna have to hold it, because I don't have enough room to tape it. So I'm just gonna hold it down. This is the front of the church, the very front. Make sure you hold your stencil down before you lift your hand up, because the wet paint, it can stick to your hand, and then you're gonna shift your, I need to do a little bit more right here. Just looking to see where I need a little bit more paint. Oh, yes! I didn't even think about that. Little Brown Church in the Vale, absolutely. I have not heard that song in a long, long time. I couldn't even begin to that. I might have to look it up because I can't even think of how it goes. You see how I'm holding it down on the right side so that I can move my hand over. Intensify it a little bit right there. That is good. Is that not cool? I love it. Love, 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 love it. And then for the roof, I am just going to take some of this brown that is left on the brush and just do all the sides. Only thing I'm not going to do is the inside right there. And this is just making that little bit of detail. It is not much difference, but it just gives it that little bit of extra something. One more to go. Might not have enough left on my brush to do this last little bit. It's getting pretty dry. Yeah, I can't wait to get the words out of the bundle set, because those words are going to be amazing to use on this church. Not this one, the next church. I need just a smidge more. The faith words, there's 20 in the pack. And that is going to be perfect to use. Oh, see, got a little bit too much on there, but that's okay. It is our little church. It can have a little bit much brown on one side. And I am going and go ahead and do the bottom and the sides. Because this is our rustic little church. I'm doing the front and the back. Like I said, those little details is what makes it a lot of times. It's just those little bit of attention to detail. And some of this you will not see because it will be behind the other part of the church. But I'd rather do it all, because in that way I know I've got everything covered. I'm gonna have to do the same thing. Too bad we can't play music, because that would be so cool. Just a little bit of detail. And then this one has a little bit of extra dirt on the bottom. And that'll be my back side. And I can use a little bit of white and go back over that. Just like that. All right, I'm gonna make this the back part. I forgot to turn my hot glue gun on. Shame on me. I am going to use my wood glue. Is not cooperating with me anymore, so I am going to use just regular glue on here. This is Liquitex acrylic medium. It works just like a glue. I am just eyeballing the middle, and I know I got to come all the way up. And this is a paste, so this will be easy to use. It will dry clear, but it bonds really, really well. Add a little bit more. I'm going to offload the brush on here. Put a thin coat on here. Get the rest of the glue off. I want to make sure that it is even on the bottom. And that's the nice thing about that glue, is you can move it. This is going to go on top of here, so we can add the glue on this side. I've got like shavings on here, so I had to get rid of that because I didn't want that to interfere with our little church. Oh my gosh, stop curling. Thank you. They're definitely made with love and prayer. That is for sure. I've put part of my soul into each project. None of these are haphazardly made. And I love the rusticness of this. This is just going to be so pretty. So wait till you see all the little embellishments we're going to add. And you can leave this simple. I hope I got enough glue on here. Now I got to look and see. Make sure that that does line up. I am just going to visually look. And that looks pretty straight. And what do you think about all the gables? I think that looks pretty good. And of course, now that we have it sandwiched together, it will stand. And it's kind of hot in here. That's why my face is red. I forgot to turn the heat down from earlier. I mean, the little church looks good just the way it is already. We're going to let it sit for a minute. I cut out a piece of, what is that called? It's not cardboard. I cannot remember what the name of it is, but it's really thin. You can use cardboard. And then I cut a piece of decoupage paper. We're going to add that to this. And I'm going to use my decoupage medium for that. And I'm just going to use that same brush. I know this tack is huge. But I wanted it that big. I thought it would look really good. Now, I need a favor from you guys. I have two choices. I can use Grace or I can use Love to put on the tag. I'm leaning towards Grace. And that's probably what I'm going to use. I'm just pushing it down. You can use a brayer. there's our little tag. And I'm going to ruffle up the edges and all this good stuff. So let that dry for just a second. Grace, that's what I'm thinking. Thank you, Cindy. I just want to show you. This is out of the Beach Steel pack. It is an older pack. Is the word Grace. Whoop. Grace. And it will fit perfectly because I'm going to put it at an angle on here like this. But you can also use out of the Whimsical Flowers. Is the word love. You can use that as well on here. You can put love. And out of the, I cannot remember, I think this was out of the Christmas pack. The words out of the Christmas pack, I think that's where that one came from. You could put that one on here. And if I would have the Easter pack, I would have chose Hope. But I am going to go with Grace. I just wanted to show you there's options that you can use. And I am going to put it at an angle. Now I think I am going to go with that same brown because it'll all tie in together. And if we don't like it, then we're going to use the darker brown. This time I am loading my brush really well. I'm offloading. That U is a little bit too close for my comfort. But you can use faith, grace, hope, love. There's a lot of words that you can use to put on here. I just thought grace would fit really well. It has that rustic look, and I absolutely love it. Look at how that looks. Does that not look like it is rusted? Love it, love it, love it. I am gonna bend this a little bit. I don't want this to be completely straight. I wish I could crumble it, but I'm not going to do that. Uh-oh. Need to put a little bit more glue right here. I already put my brush in the bucket. Sometimes I forget to do the edges really well. And I think that's what happened here. I didn't do the edges well. Like I said, I am gonna fold it up a little bit and make it not perfect. Gonna take that same color and put it around the edges. I'm gonna dry this for just a second so that that glue can set. Now we're going to bring our church back. I've got 2 of these buttons. One of them is going to go right here, and I'm going to turn the button so where the holes are going this way. And these are vintage buttons. Uh-oh. Oh, when my glue gun fell the other day, it my glue stick came out, and I'm like, what's going on? These are my little cathedral windows in my little church. And again, thank you so much for the stars. I am so blessed by you guys. I try not to get any glue in the holes. And see what I meant by I didn't put the holes the normal way. I lined them up that way. That was on purpose. I made a little bow. And these are the fabrics I used. I used some of this Ticken fabric. I used some of this check fabric. And I used it all up. I used some of this lace. Now the question is, do we want some of these strings to hang down, or do we gonna cut them off? I think I'm gonna cut them off, but before I do, we are gonna add this beautiful rustic star to our bow right here. And I think I'm gonna cut the tails off. I'm going to add the bow first. I'm going to have to move this down a little bit more so that I can see better. Yes, that's what I do. I add a little bit of dab of glue, but my glue gun fell the other day, so when I picked it up, it had shut out the back. Okay, now I can add this on here. When you put glue inside of a metal star, it will get hot. Be careful that you do not burn your hands. Oh, now I know I wanted to leave the tails on there. I was going to tie this on here. I'm looking to see how I want to, I just want to glue it. I want to add the bow. Definitely need to cut this smaller. I think I'm just going to glue it directly on the tag. Let me sit this up for just a second to see. I think that will look good right there. What do you guys think? Sit it like that. I think that will be very pretty. So I'm just gonna put a dab of glue. And to me, it was too plain down here. So we're going to add some greenery. Could look like there's some bushes growing on our church. You cannot have bushes just on one side, so you got to have bushes on both sides. What you guys think? Isn't that cute? I think I'm going to do one more thing. I think I'm going to put a little doorknob on our little door right here. Just think our door needs a doorknob. And that way you know this is the way in. And one other thing, I am going to do this so that you know this is the front door. Yes, that looks much better now. It defined the door. What you guys think? You like my little doorknob? Thank you. I just love it, that little rustic star up at the top. And like I said, we can do this in so many different ways, this little church. So we were going to do some more church projects. I just love how this turned out. I'm adding a little bit more of the brown to the roof line to ground our church a little bit. It just makes a difference. I didn't want to do too much because I wasn't sure how much we needed. I just think those little details just make a big difference, and I am going to do it right up here. There. I think that little bit made a big difference in adding just that little extra touch. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I know it looks like you could hear the organ playing and the music. And I just absolutely love it. I am going to add just a little dot right here to where that little hole is of the star. Right, this is all I have for you today. And it will sit perfectly on your shelf. My table is crooked, so I had to find a spot. And it looks good from the back side. And if you wanted to, like I said, there's so many different ways you could do this. You can draw this out beforehand and paint your little door red. Make a little red door. I love the grace. I just think, I know the tag is big, but I wanted it big. So, and as always, it is available if anybody is interested, and our pieces are glued together. Let me pick a name real quick. I know we didn't have too many on here today. Miss Carlene is going into the Happy Mail buckets. I appreciate you guys hopping on, spending your afternoon with me. What is today's date? The 18th. Again, prayers for all of you that are in the path of this storm. I pray that you will stay safe and warm. Miss Carlene and the Happy Mail bucket. Thank you guys so much for hopping on, for watching, for thumbs up, hearts, all the good things. If you watch on the replay, let me know that you watched on the replay. If you are new, let me know that you are new. I'd like to welcome you. And if you are not following or liking my page, I ask that you would do so. And again, here is our little country church. Our little country church. And I think it turned out really pretty. I love the star on there. I love the greenery. It looks inviting, like Carlene said, and I'm just very pleased with it. Thank you guys so much. Have a blessed afternoon. Stay safe over the next few days when the storm rolls through. And I will see you again on Thursday morning at 10:30. You guys be blessed.